After exploring the beautiful beaches of South Oman and crossing the Wahiba Sand Desert, we have reached the north of Oman. We're approaching the month of May, and traveling with, but especially sleeping in the car, becomes more challenging. In this episode, we cool down in Wadis and escape to the mountains. I am Celine, and this is Benjamin. We are traveling the world with our Toyota Land Cruiser from Belgium to South Africa. We are at Wadi Bani Khalid, one of Oman's most famous wadis because it's super beautiful and easily accessible. As we are here in the middle of the day, we decided to first explore a lesser known part of the wadi, which is called actually Wadi Hawer. The weather is hot, so wadis are obviously also very popular among locals. Islam is the main religion here in Oman, so you are asked to dress modestly. Normally I would probably even wear long leggings, but I looked on the parking of this Wadi Hawer and all the cars have a red license plate, which means they are rental cars or taxis that transport tourists. So I think we're well to go as we are now. We're gonna have fun to explore the wadi. So this one is partly hiking, partly swimming. With these hot temperatures, I'm sure if we have the choice, we will choose the swimming option.
Oh.
So great! Compared to previous wadis we explored, there's not even a single feeling of having cold. Not at all. Oké, ga het gewoon doen hè. 3, 2, 1. Ja! That was hard! We had a super fun afternoon. It was very refreshing, very entertaining. And we didn't even make it anymore to Wadi Bani Khalid, so that will be for tomorrow morning. Which is good as we heard it's more quiet in the morning before the tour groups and tourists coming from other places arrive. We're now driving up towards a point where you can see Wadi Bani Khalid from up high, and the road is entertaining as well. We see a lot of damage from the floods. There's a lot of destroyment. There's a lot of destruction. There's a lot of destruction because of the floods. We've reached the ridge overlooking the wadi. The plan for tomorrow is start here in this big pool and then go into this canyon and follow it as far as we please. We only had one little accident today. What happened? Some damage to the leg and some destroyment. Some destruction to the pink. But it seems like the pink can still be used to put up our table, so all good. New day, new canyon. Today we'll explore Wadi Bani Khalid. We're here, it's, I don't know, maybe 8:30, 9 in the morning. We're the first visitors, which is special, I think.
Yesterday I broke my little pinky, so hopefully today no harm.
Alright, we're going in here. wadis come with a free food spa. After some practical tasks in Sur, like an oil change, groceries, getting water, we are now back on the road, and today we're gonna explore a new wadi. What else? Temperatures are reaching to 35, 37, 38. So I think wadi is like the best activity to do in this weather. Otherwise we cannot stand the heat. The night was quite intense as well. Contrary to the previous night, there was no wind at all, so we didn't sleep very well. We'll see how the next month will be for us sleeping in the car. The road to Wadi Tiwi is a concrete road all the way to the top, steep in places, passing through narrow village streets, wishing there's no oncoming traffic. Mr. Driver, will we make it back up again? Inshallah, I would say. We are parked and we're now descending into Wadi Tiwi, which we will follow upstream up until a waterfall. You can also drive to this waterfall, but we decided it would be more fun and refreshing to follow the river. Before we take the waterway. Wadi Tiwi turned out to be one of our favorites. This refreshing pool overlooking the lush plants and palm trees on the rock walls is absolutely incredible. Today it's time for Wadi Shab, also a very famous wadi, so we are here early. It's 7:30. What's peculiar about this wadi is that you first have to take a little boat to cross the river. Because the first part you cannot swim. It costs 1 Omani rial, which is like €2.50 for a 30-second crossing. But then you start walking, it takes 40 minutes, 45 minutes before you arrive to the first pool, and then the usual follow the stream of the river to different pools where you can swim. Pretty soon in, the usually dry riverbed was submerged. With all the water, we had to look carefully in order not to lose sight of the track and not to get washed away ourselves. Today's wadi isn't a big success. The water is too high, so we couldn't reach the waterfall at the end because the last part you have to go against the stream underwater, and it's just impossible right now. And on the way back Someone fell. And hurt himself again. Not a finger this time, but the head. So we'll see how that will evolve. Hopefully it's not a concussion. By this time, we've reached the month of May. Temperatures noticeably rose, making car travel more challenging. In the water, it was great. Out of the water, everything heated up, which prevented us from really enjoying the beaches of Northern Oman. Nevertheless, join us in some highlights along the coast. But first, are you ready to dive into a massive school of fish? We had seen many turtle heads in southern Oman, but the water was never clear enough to see them underwater. At Finn's Beach, I finally had my moment with a few of them. Even more special was watching this big girl who had just laid her eggs on the beach of Ras al Hadd return to the ocean. 12 years ago, I scoured the beaches of Tortuguero in Costa Rica without success. This time, I was more lucky. Since you can't access this beach at night, we went out at the first light. It was a magical morning for sure. Watching how long it takes for the turtle to return from its nesting area to the ocean, you can easily imagine how vulnerable the baby sea turtles are on their journey from the nest to the water. From Seep, close to Oman's capital Muscat, we took a snorkeling day trip to the Daymaniyat Islands, where the water was crystal clear and the turtles very chilled. Snorkeling session is done. It was really great. We saw many turtles, a lot of colorful fish, big ones, a school of squid. I even saw a baby reef, black-tip reef shark. So I'm happy. On the second snorkeling session, we saw black-tip reef sharks. It might take a pro to spot them in my footage, but you don't need any special skills to recognize these giants. Whalesharks. Wow, how lucky were we! chance of seeing them as well. So it was like this extra push to decide to go to the Daymaniyat. I always forget the name. Daymaniyat Islands.
Daymaniyat.
It's here. And now we're gonna stock up the last things before we head in the mountains. We want to buy some fresh bread or chapati before we climb up to Jebel Akhdar. We heard it's a very steep road, and there's even a police checkpoint at the start of the road to check if you have 4x4, because it's only allowed to go there with 4-wheel drive. It can be difficult for heavy loaded overland vehicles like ours, so we're a bit scared, or I don't know. I'm not yet scared, but that will surely come when we're going up or when we're going down. We will see. So far so good. Really wide hairpin bends, not too steep. Maybe the next section will be steeper, but up until now there's no need to panic, not at all. We're at almost 1,700 meters. We're going for 2,000 meters. I think
We will have a good night's sleep because the temperature is 10 degrees lower than down.
yeah, and the road is fine. I think we have done much steeper roads than this one. But
Definitely.
let's see. Let's first continue before making conclusions.
Yeah. See you in 5 minutes.
Yeah. We have arrived on the Saik Plateau minutes ago, just after sunset, and we're now preparing to cook and to be outside. And guess what I took? A sweater!
And long pants.
I haven't seen that in a long time. The night temperature drops to 18 degrees here, so it will be a good night after the night of yesterday, which was 31 degrees in the night. We think we will sleep very well here. Lower temperatures means that we finally can be active again. Yay!
I'm happy.
Yes, because he's always asking to be active.
I don't complain too much about the warmth. You should know.
The heat.
The heat.
Yeah, this night was 18 degrees. Perfect sleep for Benjamin. I had a bit cold because, of course, we put away already our thicker sleeping bags. We're actually following a trail, an existing trail with markers. That has also been quite a while. It's called the 4 or the 5 village trail. So it goes through 4 or 5 villages, and we're now in the first. Wow, not bad. We're almost at the end of our trail. It was good to be active. Easy peasy?
Easy peasy.
I wouldn't say easy peasy. We're definitely out of shape.
Speak for yourself.
Almost back at the car. We just learned from a local that the building that we're looking onto is not a hotel, but it's a villa of the King of Qatar. It's super huge with a really nice view. So the king chose well. We're almost at the camp spot that the end of the trail we first checked on foot, and there's a small area where we can stand. It will not be level, but we hope we can find some good rocks to fix that, because the view is just insane. Benjamin is now turning on a wider stretch, and then he will drive backwards to this spot. Still looking sleepy, but good morning from our really beautiful camp spot. We're gonna take a little walk around to see it from different angles before we have breakfast. So this is our garden. Mashallah. Great. Some mountain trekking experience required. We have to be fit and active, and we can expect some scrambling and exposed sections.
And wild animals. We expect to find some wild animals.
Goats. We're reaching the lost village. The way back is following the wadi until the climb starts again. But first, refreshment. Wow! Ooh. That will be good. Spent a few hours at this pool. It was perfect, really refreshing, a bit of shade. And now we will tackle the ascent back to the car. First part is still new territory, and the last part is the same. The sun is burning, so I'm sure we will already long for refreshment when we arrive. Some make it a bit faster than us. Ooh, that didn't need to be any longer. We're both tired. Today we are exploring another wadi. It's called Wadi Gul or Wadi Nakhr, and it's really amazing. We were planning on driving into the Wadi. You can drive about 7 kilometers into the Wadi with 4x4. But after 1 kilometer, the whole road was destroyed and they were starting to repair it. And the guy with the machine, they told us, no, you cannot go further. And they were absolutely right, because it was so bad that you cannot even imagine that there was once a road there. It was just big boulders. We were like the whole way amazed, like, whoa, the power of the water must have been crazy, because you cannot see any road anymore. Not even like die-hard 4x4 drivers could do it. It's impossible. So we don't know how much time it will take to repair, but we decided to walk all the way. We met some local guys who said there were nice pools at the end, and luckily they waited for us, because it's in a side wadi that we're now exploring. It's like really going up, but it's like the most amazing pools that are here. Really, really, really nice. I didn't bring my camera with stabilizer because I thought it was just gonna be a non-vloggable Wadi. Wow, look at that watercolor. It's amazing. Belly flap.
I was doing the seal dive.
After an intense but very rewarding hiking day, we drove up to another stretch of mountain, Jebel Shams. Our new camp spot lies actually on top of the valley in which we just hiked. Cool to see it from another perspective.
Breakfast at Jebel Shams.
We stayed a few days on this spot, escaping the heat and recovering a bit before doing the balcony walk, as I wasn't feeling too well. With some rest and in good company, the days went by quickly. Our new friends got a bit too familiar though.
Ga je doen, hè? Maar lukt je dan niet? Kans is het.
Ik heb daar slappe kaka van. We're walking the balcony walk at Jebel Shams, and at the end there's a surprise. A hidden pool, really refreshing if you find it, because it's a little bit difficult to find, but not too bad. Where are we now again?
balcony walk tested and approved. This canyon is quite something. We've seen it now from different angles. Time to descend from Jebel Shams again.
It's the 16th of May and we can confirm that as of May the weather is really unbearable in the Middle East. You really have to find ways to avoid the heat during the day, which is looking for water or going on a boat tour, or what we have been up to in the last week and a half was escaping to the mountains where the temperatures are really a lot cooler. During the day it still reaches 28 degrees, but in the night it cools down till 18 degrees. We even needed a sweater and a scarf while cooking. Then for sleeping you need a blanket again. Yesterday we left Jebel Shams, the highest point of Oman. So that means as from now we don't have a lot of options anymore to escape the heat. We're now camping at an altitude of 800 meters, 700 meters. I think we are currently heading to our last wadi of the trip. For the last bit of refreshment, it's Wadi Damm. Benjamin is just saying that our next stop, Snake Canyon, is also wadi, so maybe I'm telling lies. Anyway, we're at Wadi Damm. It's now afternoon. We're gonna find the pools.
When you can't walk any further, you swim or jump.
We're heading to the last mountain area in Oman that we want to visit. The last time that we will be at some altitude, I think somewhere between 600 and 800 altitude meters. And there is something exciting that is going to happen because we will meet Johannes and Anna again. We traveled with them through Iraq, and the last time we met on the route was in the beginning of our Saudi trip. So it's been a while and we will probably have a lot of stories to tell that we encountered along the way. In a few weeks we will ship together, so our boat groupies will travel in the same container to Mombasa in Kenya. Now our boats will cross a bit more again.
We cool down in Little Snake Canyon and experience once more the wonderful hospitality of the Middle East. Driving here is just incredible, though not for the faint-hearted.
We spent our last night in Oman in a hotel because we're again at sea level after we said goodbye to Johannes and Anna in the mountains, but we will meet again soon. So at sea level, it means the night doesn't cool down below 31 degrees, and our phone said it even felt like 34. So Benjamin decided we're going to sleep in a hotel, but it was good. We had a good night of sleep, and now we're fully energized for our last visit in Oman, for which I have to prepare a bit, cover my hair because it's a mosque. We're in Sohar. I think it's the second biggest mosque in Oman. The biggest is in Muscat, but we missed that one because it's only open in the mornings and we were there in the afternoon. So here we learned from our mistakes and we're here. It's almost 9 in the morning. It's already hot, so I think I will sweat with this, but that's how it is. It's already 34 degrees at 9 in the morning, and again the phone says it feels like 39. So let's check out this mosque. Very beautiful mosque. I was wrong, it's not the second biggest because the second biggest of Oman is in Salalah. This is the third or the fourth biggest mosque in Oman. It has room to almost 5,000 people, so it's a very big one.
This was our final stop. Now we are entering our last hours in Oman. We just got invited for a next time. Next time we come, we can join Walid. Yes, you can sleep with me 1, 2, 3 days, 1 week, 1 month, all free. So the hospitality shown once more at the end of our trip here in Oman. So we're going now for the border to UAE. So stay tuned, like we're and cut.
And just like that, we say goodbye to Oman. As temperatures further rise, we're ready to say goodbye to the Middle East altogether. But we have one more stop. Our final destination on the Arabian Peninsula is the UAE. We make quick visits to Abu Dhabi and Dubai, but our main focus is preparing our car and paperwork for shipment.